So the next one is pretty typical, and a lot of people struggle with these map questions. Looking at this, it can be kind of difficult because the maps aren't as clear as what you would see on the actual GED test. Since it's computer generated, things like that. So we just kind of have to go with the best that we can see here. So looking at this map, so we have a map of GDP per capita by country. The question it's asking is what standard of living do people in other countries enjoy? So, like, how well do people in other countries live? There are different ways to answer that question. Many economists hold that one good way is to calculate the gross domestic product, so GDP per capita. GDP per capita is found by adding up the value of all the goods produced and services performed in a given country in a year and then dividing by the total number of people, which is per capita. The map below shows per capita in the world in 2008. Some, but not all of the countries are labeled. The important countries that you need on this one are labeled, so you're fine there, so you don't have to really worry about that. You don't have to know the countries or anything like that for this one. They're just asking kind of a basic question about what's going on. So they want you to place a dot in the map above, place a dot on the continent. So not country, continent. So you have North America, South America, Africa, Asia, and Europe, Australia. They want to know They want to know continent, not country. So it's easy to get that mixed up. So just be careful with the reading. So that had the highest percentage of countries. So countries within that continent with a per capita of less than $10,000. So here's your graph. So lighter gray means lower GDP per capita, so less money, higher. So you can look at it like Australia's got a pretty high GDP per capita because they're kind of a darker thing. Lighter, like Democratic Republic of the Congo is very light, so very low GDP per capita, so a very low standard of living. So they want you to look at this and put a dot. That's all you have to do. And just click and put a dot on the country or the continent with the most low income, basically, countries. So looking at this, if you look, it's kind of hard to tell, but it looks like Africa here has the lightest possible right here. None of the other continents have anything lighter than that. So if they have the lightest, then per capita, like over the size of this continent, you'll see that they have the most light colored as well as the lightest. So they're going to be your continent and with the least level of living per capita. So you're going to put a dot on there. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward for that. So the next one, they're going to ask you to do some of this stuff, kind of an ordering. So they want you to place the countries below. So not all of these countries up here, just the ones they have here. In order from highest GDP, so darkest, to lowest GDP, lightest. So we're going to look at this. We have United States, the DPC, Democratic Republic of Congo, Mexico, and India are the 4 different countries they're looking at. So you go up to this map and you look. Okay, so United States, obviously the darkest of these 4 right here that they're asking. So we're going to go ahead and put highest is going to be United States. So next one we're going to look at. So we have 3 left. We have India, the DPC, or the DRC, I'm sorry, and Mexico. So looking at these, DRC is super light. Mexico is probably the closest. So they're the next darkest. So that means they have the next highest quality of living. So we're going to go ahead and say Mexico. And then third, so we have India or DRC. So India is a little darker, so that's going to be the answer for this one, India. And then that leaves the DRC as the last one. So the Democratic Republic of Congo is the only other one left, and they have the lowest because they're the lightest.